Okay, today's lesson is 2-2C, analyzing graphs, and basically we're going to be looking at graphs and finding out how we can write an expression to describe what's in the graph. So these are the first three steps, or actually the three steps that we'll be using in order to write our expressions. Step one is to make a table. Step two is to look for a pattern, and step three is to actually write the expression. Okay, so I'm coming from the homework practice 2-2C, and I'm going to start off doing number one. And homework practice 2-2C number one says, write an algebraic expression to represent data in the graph, and they give you a graph talking about cat food and the number of cans in the pantry. So I guess they're looking at somebody's pantry who has a cat, and they're saying after a certain amount of days, this is how many cans of cat food will be in their pantry, which a pantry is like a closet. So the first point says 034, which means after 0 days, there's 34 cans in the pantry. So when you start off, there's 34. After 1 day, there's 31, and you should be following along on your worksheet so you know what I'm talking about. After 2 days, there's 28. 3 days, there's 25. And after 4 days, there's 22 cans of pantry. So let's make a table. Over here, we're going to put the days. And over here, we're going to put the number of cans. So after 0 days, which is at the beginning, after 0 days means when they first start. So after 0 days, there's 34 cans. After 1 day, there's 31 cans. After 2 days, there's 28 cans. After 3 days, there are 25 cans. And after 4 days, there are 22 cans. So that's our table. That was the first step. The second step was to look for a pattern. And when I look at this table, I do see a pattern. And the pattern is each time that we look here, they are subtracting 3. 34 minus 3 is 31. 31 minus 3 is 28. Minus 3 is 25. Minus 3 is 22. So each day, the number of cans is going down by 3. So if you remember your lesson from yesterday, what do? How do we write the expression? Very simple. Our starting point is 34. Am I saying this correctly? Yes. Wait, let me make sure. Let's see if I do this correctly. We'll work it out together and we'll see, because I don't want to start the video over. Our starting point is 34. The reason why I'm debating it is because usually the starting point is where the 1 is. So I'm kind of nervous about using the 0. Let's start where 1 is. Let's set that to be our starting point. Starting point is where the 1 is. So at 31, that's our starting point. The pattern is you subtract 3, and the last step is you multiply by n minus 1. And when I look at that, that looks correct to me. Yeah, see, if I would have made the starting point 34, that wouldn't have come out right. I would not have been happy with that. Yeah, this is correct. So let's set that as a rule. The starting point should always be where the 1 is, the first term, not the 0 term, but the first term. So let's make that a rule. So that would be your expression, and you're done. Okay, let's go on to number 2.